Thora had also called the aviation school to inquire about a debit from Harold's card in September. She was told that Harold had hired a small private plane and pilot to fly up to Reykjavik and back the same day. After checking Reykjavik on the internet, Thora soon realized what had attracted Harold there: its Museum of Witchcraft and Sorcery. She had also telephoned Hotel Rangau to investigate Harold's trips there, and she was told that he had booked and paid for 2 rooms for 2 nights. The names in the guest book were Harold Guntlieb and Harry Potter. As a pseudonym, the latter displayed a singular lack of imagination. She told Matthew about this and Harold's trip to Reykjavik as they circled the parking lot. "At last," Matthew said, slipping his rental car into a newly abandoned parking space. They walked in the direction of the laboratory, which was located behind the main building. It had snowed during the night, and Matthew walked ahead of Thora, stomping through the piles of slush and ice. The weather was blustery, and the bracing north wind tugged at Thora's hair. That morning she had decided to wear her hair down, but regretted that decision now as the wind swept it in all directions. "I'll look really good by the time I get inside," she thought. She stopped for a moment, turned her back to the wind, and tried to protect her hair by wrapping a scarf over her head. It was hardly fashionable, but earned her hair a respite from the gusts. After this ceremony, she hurried after Matthew. When they finally reached the building, he looked around for the first time since they had left the car. He stared at her with the scarf over her head. She could just imagine how elegant she looked, which he confirmed when he raised his eyebrows and said, "There's bound to be a bathroom you can pop into when we get inside." Thora yearned to fire a retort at him, but restrained herself. Instead, she gave him a rigid smile and threw open the door. She strode over to a woman pushing an empty steel trolley and asked where they could find the doctor they were supposed to meet. After asking whether he was expecting them, the woman directed them toward an office at the end of one of the corridors. She added that they should wait outside because the doctor was not yet back from a morning meeting. Thora and Matthew sat down in 2 battered chairs by the window in the corridor. "I didn't mean to offend you, sorry," Matthew said without looking at her. Not interested in discussing her appearance, Thora ignored the remark. She took the scarf off her head with as much dignity as she could muster and put it in her lap. Then she reached over for a pile of tattered magazines that were lying on a little table between the chairs. "Who could ever be interested in reading this stuff?" she muttered as she flicked through the pile. "I don't think people come here looking for something to read," Matthew answered. He was sitting up straight, staring ahead. Thora put down the magazines, irritated. "No, maybe not." She looked at her watch and said impatiently, "Where is that man anyway?" "He'll be here," came the curt reply. "Actually, I'm starting to have second thoughts about this meeting." "What do you mean?" she asked peevishly. "I think it may be too shocking for you," he replied, turning to face her. "You don't have any experience with this sort of thing, and I'm not sure it's a good idea. It would be best if I just tell you what he says." Thora glared at him. "I've given birth to 2 children with all the accompanying pain, blood, placentas, cervical plugs, and God knows what else. I'll survive." She folded her arms and turned away from him. "So what do you know about gross stuff?" Matthew did not seem impressed by Thora's experience. "Lots of things, but I'll spare you the details. Unlike you, I have no need to beat my chest." Thora rolled her eyes. This German wasn't exactly a barrel of laughs. She decided to find out what the watchtower had to say rather than try to sustain a conversation with him. She was halfway through an article on the bad influence of television.